Alrighty, here's the time where I actually jump in and interrupt the Vita Cast's normal programming for something a little special. We're giving away a Kick and Fennec North American voucher code for PlayStation Vita. If you want it, all you have to do is listen to the rest of the Vita Cast and get the rest of the code, because I'm only giving you the first part, and the first part of the code is MBAN.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Vita Cast, episode 68. I'm your host, Tyler Oltoff, and with me is Liam.
Hey, Liam. I got best this time.
Yep, because there's this other guy that, you may know, but you know what? He can introduce himself. Or not.
Tyler. Throw to me,
yes,
you bitch.
That's my name. Okay, you want me to throw to you? Alright, and over in the place where there's only one road, Canada, Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
Thank you, Squire.
What?
You're my Squire, bitch. Get used to it.
Yeah. No, I won't get used to it.
Accept
Never.
it, Tyler. It is the truth. Just like I accept that you're not wearing pants right now, but that's okay, as long as I can't see you.
Don't open up your phone.
I will not. I'm going to throw it
Ever
out because
again.
it's actually touched your digital grossness.
Oh. It's touch something with the
Oh,
D.
God.
Well, it's a good start to the podcast. This is the Vita Cast. We talk about the Vita and occasionally me not wearing pants. So if this is your first episode, welcome.
And we're sorry for Tyler.
Nah, I'm not sorry. I do what I want. Anyways, the Vita and what we've been playing. Let's jump into that. And I'm not going to go first this time. Liam, what have you been playing on your Vita?
I've been playing some FIFA 14 with Brad from the Vita Lounge. We've played 3 matches so far. The first 2 games, he managed to beat me 3-2. And then yesterday I played him, and I beat him 3-2. So 3-2
nice
seems
little
to
trade-off.
Yeah, it seems to be kind of the recurring thing here. I also played some Killzone Mercenary with Kyle. In some of the craziest matches Kyle says he's ever played. Although we did get absolutely dominated by the other team. It was fun, but it wasn't fun to see us get destroyed like that. And
Should have invited me.
Yeah, I think you weren't around at the time. Otherwise, we definitely would have had you there.
Yeah.
And also, I can finally talk about this, although my review's not live yet. I've also been playing Tukiden Kiwami. It's basically an expansion rather than a sequel to Tukiden the Age of Demons. The original game's included, as is some new content, and the new content is incredibly, incredibly hard. But I won't go into much detail because I have my review coming soon.
All right, cool. Is that all you've been playing?
Yeah, that's all at the moment. Yeah.
All right. What about you, Kyle? What have you played on your little Vita?
On my little Vita, Tyler.
Do you have a big Vita?
Yeah, I do have the big Vita. Mine's the 1000. It's the beefy one. It's the manly one, not that little sissy 2000 thing.
Hey, there's some people that really enjoy their 2000s. Don't be dissing.
Well, you know what? They can enjoy it, but it's not for me. My hands are huge, and when I put my hands on the 2000, my fingers touch at the back, so not cool.
Huh. Well, I guess you're just going to have to stick with your 1000 then.
That's right. I am. Anyway, what I've been playing on my 1000. Well, we played some games for lounge play. We played Killzone Mercenary, we played Dragon Ball Z, and we played our new addition to the lineup, Helldivers, which Tyler so gracefully bought me because I was a broke ass person, and he was like, I want to play Helldivers. And so it became.
It was a sign of him showing it. It was a sign of him showing his affections to you.
Well, I think the karma came back around because then he went out with his friend and he like encouraged his friend to, you know, do some things that I guess he hadn't done before. Right, Tyler?
Oh.
What?
And somehow they ended up with money, and Tyler ended up with money. So, you know,
Oh my god.
some stuff happened, and karma came back around, and he got, you know, repayment.
Okay, let me clear the air here, because that was the weirdest way to say that. My friend went to the casino because it was his birthday, and it was my idea. I was like, hey, let's go to the casino. It's your birthday, let's go have some fun. And he ended up winning $10,000.
Whoa.
And he gave me some money, so...
By casino, Tyler means strip club, and by $10,000, he means all the boobies.
Yeah, just ignore Kyle.
Anywho,
Oh man, I'm crying over here from laughing.
Other than those sweet games that we played, and I'm really liking Helldivers, even though I'm not that good at it yet. I also played some more Ollie Ollie 2, and I played Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters, which is getting on my nerves. I can't get past the start of the game for the life of me. I do not know what to do. I'm like at wit's end. I just keep getting to the same part, and then it's like, no, you can't get any farther. I don't know. I'm just gonna start doing things that I would like never do. Like just complete opposite of what I think I should do and see if it works. I have no idea at this point. It's the only game that I've been stuck on where there's no way that I can like there's really no way that I can ask somebody for help for the game because most people haven't played it, and the people who have played it, like, they don't have tips for that. It's the kind of game that you can't really give tips on. You can give general ideas, but like, I mean, I kind of get the general idea already, so I'm stuck. I have no idea. So that's my daily grind, so to speak.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. So
try me. Isn't it out in Japan? Like a long time ago.
Yeah, but like it's not like a game where events play out in a way that you can, you know, do everything. The whole game is based on predicting where these ghosts are going to be and like trapping them, and it's just fucking hard. Like I don't even know what the hell. Yeah.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Indeed, I'm gonna have to refine my style or something. But anyway, what have you been playing, Tyler?
Well, like you mentioned the lounge play that we did, so Helldivers, Killzone Mercenary, and Dragon Ball Z. Played all three of those and had a blast in all three of them. So go ahead and check the YouTube channel out if you'd like to see our replays and the craziness that happened. I also played 2013 Infected Wars, which comes out today. Well, actually, the other day if you're listening to this now. But it's a third-person zombie shooting game, and it is interesting. It came out on iOS in 2013. What do you know? And yeah, and now it's on the Vita. I think I'll go a little bit more into it when we go to the new releases. So I also played some Minecraft on my YouTube channel and whatnot, and had a blast playing with some of my subscribers. It was interesting. I also played a little bit of Ollie Ollie 2, but I have been taking a break because I am flustered. Like with Kyle being stuck in Tokyo Twilight, I am stuck on one little challenge in Ollie Ollie 2 that I was able to do constantly. And then now I suddenly just can't do the trick that I need to do to get the challenge done. So it's like pissing me off to no end. I had to stop. So I played that I think last Thursday, so it's been a couple days. And then I think I played a tiny bit of Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment. Not too much, just a little bit. Ran around, killed some people, and was like, cool, I need to play more, but I'm just so busy. I think that is it. So yeah, that's about it. So let's head on to the reviews for this week. We only got one, so what is it, Kyle?
Alright, well, the one review from this week is Oreshika Tainted Bloodlines, which was reviewed by Adrian, and he gave it a 4.3 out of 5, saying, quote, "It seemed like ages when Oreshika Tainted Bloodlines was first announced, and the wait was worth it. At a budget price, Oreshika delivers full-price gameplay, graphics, and story, which is more than I can say for other titles out there." So, sounds like he's enjoying it. Do either of you gentlemen have this? Because I do not.
I do, and I'm not far enough to give an opinion, really, but I don't know. It's not grabbing me right away, but I think just because I haven't played enough, that's probably why. So I'll definitely jump in more, hopefully soon, but who knows.
I don't have it, but I'm interested in it. It looks like a very stylish JRPG, and that's kind of my thing. So yeah, I'll probably pick it up at some point.
Yeah, and you can't argue with that price. That's a pretty good price for what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, all right, yeah. So we only had one review, like I said. So let's jump into those new releases.
Alright, looking to the North American PlayStation Store, we have 2013 Infected Wars, Damascus Gear Operation Tokyo, Lego Ninjago Shadow of Ronin, and Metal Slug 3. In Europe, we have somewhat different story, as we have Tukid Kiwami releasing there ahead of the North American release, and Lego Ninjago Shadow of Ronin set to come out on the 27th of March. That's your PlayStation releases for North America and Europe on PlayStation Vita.
Alright, thank you for those new releases. Kyle, any of these gonna grab you?
Well, I'm gonna say, first of all, right off the bat, Metal Slug 3 is a no for me. It's not my kind of game. And Damascus Gear Operation Tokyo is a no for me because I hate mech. They just drive me nuts. I think they're stupid as hell. So that's a no for me. As for Lego Ninjago, we really haven't seen much with regards to this game, so I'm not sure if that would be the one for me to jump in on. So I'm gonna hold off. And Infected Wars, I'm kind of interested, especially since it's only $5, so I imagine I'll pick it up eventually, especially if it goes on sale.
Yeah. What about you, Liam?
Given that I watched the video on your YouTube channel about 2013 Infected Wars, it seems like it has a really, really cheesy story and bad audio. But it looks like it would be a fun little shooter.
Yeah.
I know literally nothing about Damascus Gear. Lego Ninjago, it depends really what kind of direction to take with it, whether it's going to be the kind of mobile style Lego game or whether it's going to be kind of akin to a console Lego game. And Metal Slug 3, I really, really want Metal Slug 3. I love retro shooters like that, so it'll be good fun to play, I think.
Yeah. Well, 2013 Infected Wars, like you were saying, obviously, and I was saying earlier, that I played it, so I've already got it, and yeah, it's a fun little game, especially for $5. I mean, if you enjoy third-person shooters and you want to kill some zombies, is $5 really gonna kill you in the end? So, but it is a mobile game. You can tell that it's an iOS game, but I mean, it's a pretty decent one out of the ones I've played before. So, but yeah, check that one out if you want. Damascus Gear, I'm interested in it. Unlike Kyle, I actually really like mech style games, but like a different type. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of what this one's trying to do, but I used to play a game called Chrome Hounds on the Xbox 360, and I played the crap out of that game. Oh my gosh, me and my friend would play that game online all the time, and it was awesome. But yeah, this one's a lot different than that. So I don't know. I'll see. And Lego Ninjago, I am definitely going to avoid because from what I'm hearing, it is going to be a bad one. So just a little tip, guys. You might want to ignore this one. Metal Slug 3, Not interested, but it looks pretty cool from what I've seen, but just not something that I would want. So yeah, those were your new releases. Let's jump into the news for this week. So first up, Broccoli have announced the next title in the Uta no Prince Sama series, which will be heading to Vita sometime. Uta no Prince Sama Music 3 will be the series' first jump to PlayStation Vita, with their last title hitting PlayStation Portable a few days ago. A promotional video was released for the announcement, but looks to be some cutesy take on a reveal rather than anything cool to look at or informational. Either way, check it out on the site if you're interested, though I warn you, it's in Japanese. No release date for Uta no Prince Sama Music 3 has been announced yet, but we'll be sure to keep our ears open now that we know it's coming. Next up, Nurijoy have recently announced DJ Mac's spiritual successor Super Beat Sonic for release on Korea this summer. In Korea this summer. Forum user Steven has tipped us to quite the find. Sony Computer Entertainment Korea's announcement of Super Beat Sonic, the supposed spiritual successor to the DJ Max series, developed by Neurojoy. The title is set to release this summer in SCEK's domain this summer sometime, with no further details yet announced. We'll keep an eye out for this one, so keep an eye on... That is just weirdly written. Just stick to the Vita Lounge if you want to know more when we find out. Next up, want to dress your characters in costumes in Persona 4 Dancing All Night? Then you'll need to earn currency in-game to buy them. Famitsu gave us some screenshots of Yukiko Amagi and Naoto Shirogane in battle, and completing levels and dances will net you money that you can spend to get your character's new costumes. More story details were also announced, including details that are at the end of Persona 4 U, the protagonist, and Naoto left Inaba, but they have returned to reform the investigation team after a mysterious event happens in the TV world. In the changed TV world, the ability to directly attack your opponents has been removed, so attacking your enemies by dancing is the only option to you. Persona 4 Dancing All Night hits Vita in Japan on June 25th and will release in the West later this year. When an exact date is announced, we'll be sure to let you know here on the Vita Lounge.
X-Blaze Code Embryo, the visual novel spin-off of the BlazBlue series, was released in Japan in 2013 and in North America last year. Excuse me. And it's now coming to Europe, thanks to Funbox Media. The UK publisher will make X-Blaze Code Embryo available to European fans from June 26th in both physical and digital form. The visual novel is available for pre-order for the PlayStation 3 and Vita on Funbox's website for $29.99. In addition, Axis Games recently announced that Code Embryo's sequel, X-Blaze Lost Memories, will be getting a release in North America this summer. Could that one be heading to Europe soon after? We can only hope. Sega has announced Miracle Girls Festival, a concert hybrid rhythm game that looks eerily similar to the Hatsune Miku Project Diva series. Miracle Girls Festival will run on the Project Diva engine, meaning that it'll use the same gameplay scheme and graphic style we're used to from the PDF games already on Vita, and will bring together characters from a bunch of different titles. The game will feature girls from the following: Yuro Yuri, Nayaruko Crawling with Love F, Vivid Red Operation, Kiniro Mosaic, Arpeggio of Blue Steel Ars Nova, Tesagure Bukatsumono, Wake Up Girls, Go-Go 575, New Rin, Engaged to Unidentified, and most recently is The Order of a Rabbit. Miracle Girls Festival is slated for a winter 2015 release in Japan. A brand new storyline for BlazBlue Chrono Fantasma Extend has been announced, featuring character Kokonoe. Kokonoe is an Sector 7 scientist whose story arc is set to take place during the Second Wars of Ars Magus. She was originally introduced into the series as a downloadable character in BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma, but has upgraded herself to story arc-worthy status. BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma Extend is a remake of 2012 fighter BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma, which brings together all the new BlazBlue characters for one epic battle. The remake is set to release on April 23, 2015 in Japan, and during the summer in North America thanks to Access Games.
Alright, moving on. When the PlayStation TV launched last October, one of the biggest concerns levied against it was the lack of media streaming apps. Apps that were already available for the Vita were oddly missing. That situation has changed slightly now that Hulu Plus has updated their app to version 1.04, which brings with it official support for the PlayStation TV. Hulu Plus started working on the PS TV a few weeks ago without comment or fanfare from PlayStation. Now with this new update, the app has been tweaked further to provide even smoother experience with the device. As a friendly reminder, the PlayStation TV supports Bluetooth media remotes, which work great on the Hulu Plus app. Anyone who's interested, Hulu is currently offering PlayStation users a free 2-month trial of the service, which you can cancel at any time. The service runs across all PlayStation consoles as well as tablets, phones, and computers. Next up, prepare those Japanese PSN accounts because this week's issue of Famitsu has kindly confirmed that a demo for Two Heart 2 Dungeon Travelers will be available from April 16th. For those who are unaware, Two Heart 2 Dungeon Travelers is a remake of a PSP game which features high-definition graphics, fully remade dungeon maps, and has easier playability. The full game is set to launch on April 30th in Japan, so you'll have some time to practice with this demo beforehand. And on to some news that I'm sure Tyler will appreciate, and me. 2 weeks after its initial release, Helldivers received its first batch of DLC and this week's store update. But what does the DLC, actually last week's store update, but what does the DLC have to offer? Commando Pack. Helldiver Commandos are best of the best specialists at being one-man army capable of leaving a wake of death and destruction. Though they are seen as one-man armies, the Commandos value teamwork greatly due to their equipment. The Commando Pack contains the Commando Uniform, which includes a helmet, armor, and a cape. A SMG-34 Ninja, which is a silenced compact submachine gun with a short reach and good accuracy. The silence aspect has been debated much, and there is no proof that it actually reduces the risk of detection. Next up is the MLS 4X Commando, a multiple missile launcher system similar to the one used on the XO-44. From its 4 barrels, it fires seeking missiles at a high rate of fire, primarily an anti-personnel weapon. It can be upgraded to have limited anti-tank capabilities. Next up is the Defender Pack. Helldiver Defenders are the immovable objects of humanity, capable of holding their ground in any situation. They have a bulkier look and a helmet reminiscent of the Knights of Old Earth, and used to double as riot police before humanity unified properly. The Defender Pack contains the Defender Uniform, which includes a helmet, armor, and cape. CR9 Suppressor, a semi-automatic rifle firing small fragmentation grenades. It's a volatile weapon, but capable of devastating large masses of enemies, hence the nickname Suppressor. The AD-334 Guard Dog, a backpack drone system featuring an automated defense combat drone armed with a small submachine gun. The drone circles ahead, firing at targets of opportunity, and will land in the backpack to reload. And the Support Pack. Support Helldivers are much loved by their squad mates and bring both firepower and medical aid to any squad they join. Wearing the classic gray cape with a black cross, they project an aura of capable concern for fellow humans. Included in the pack is the Support Uniform, which includes a helmet, armor, and cape. The LAS-16 Sickle, which is a carbine based on laser technology, modified to behave more as a regular assault rifle. It overheats quickly, but well-placed shots do excellent damage to the virtually unlimited ammunition is invaluable in tight situations. Also, the AD-289 Angel, a backpack drone system with an automated healing and repair drone that will try to help all friendly targets in its vicinity. It will land in the backpack to refill its restorative substance. Don't forget the still ongoing limited edition bundle, which runs until 4/28. Citizens that enlist before that date will receive special Helldivers Ranger training at no additional cost. Helldivers specially trained in scouting and assassination of high-value targets. These Rangers are the first to drop in the unknown. Ranger training was standard procedure for all Helldivers in the early days of Super Earth, but has now become rarer. It includes the Ranger uniform, a cosmetic helmet, armor, and cape, the LHO-63 camper, a designated marksman rifle with high power and accuracy, traded for fire rate. Few enemies take more than a few shots to kill. Also the Humblebee UAV, which is an unmanned aerial vehicle capable of revealing enemies and hidden objectives at greater distances. Also announced were some statistics from the first 2 weeks of gameplay, with 4.2 billion shots fired by the Helldivers, with average accuracy 38%, much lower than Tyler, I expect. 500 million enemies of Super Earth neutralized or killed, 772,000 planets liberated, and 53,000 cape-spinning trophies earned. Kicking ass and taking names? Nah, no time for names. Get that DLC now.
Are you gonna get that, Kyle?
Of course I am.
That wasn't fake at all. Oh man, when are you gonna get it?
Soon.
That's... You sound like a developer announcing a game. When's it coming out? Soon. When's that?
Within
Someday?
a fortnight, Tyler. Do you know how long a fortnight is?
A night that a fort experiences? I don't know.
2 weeks.
Oh. Alright.
But it'll probably be more like within 5 days.
Oh, okay. Well, alright. Anyways. Moving on with the news. Remember Desert Ashes? It's the game that I actually suggested you guys try out last week. That episodic turn-based strategy title with a free-to-play first episode, well, it's back with a twist. Luke Bernard has taken to the PlayStation blog to announce a collaboration between Desert Ashes and Pocket God, which is coming to PlayStation Vita, PlayStation TV, and PlayStation 4 very soon. Said to play a lot like Desert Ashes, it includes the usual campaign, skirmish, and multiplayer modes, as well as some exclusive multiplayer maps and other goodies. Here's what Luke had to say about the road leading here. Quote, in a way, this title was always meant to happen. A few years ago, I was reading an interview with Dave Castellanovo, I probably said that wrong, and I saw how much he had liked my old title, Mecha Wars. Then I mentioned on Twitter that I was playing Pocket God, and Dave saw. We both loved each other's work, and I got to work with Bolt Creative at one point with both Dave and Alan, and it was a fun experience. So once I finished Desert Ashes last year, I decided to hit them up to make this happen. End quote. While Dave that guy from Bolt Creative added his 2 cents. Quote, I've known Luke for some time. We were both around in the early days of the mobile gaming revolution, and he was kind enough to create this game crossover with characters from both our games. Like he said, I really love Mecha Wars, and it's awesome to be part of its spiritual successor. I've owned my PlayStation Vita since day one, and before that I remember standing outside the Metreon all night to get my PSP when it launched. PlayStation Vita is such a great gaming platform. It's the only mobile device that has real console-like controls and marries that with things we play with in the mobile world like touchscreens and accelerometers. I hope this is the first of many games we launch on the platform. End quote. And Alan Dye from Bolt Creative followed in kind. Quote, I'm a huge fan of Luke's work, so I was excited when he came to us with the idea of mashing up Pocket God with Desert Ashes. As the designer of the Pocket God characters, I personally get a kick out of other interpretations, and Luke's are awesome. I love the off-center humor he injects into everything, and it meshes great with the PG humor. As a bonus, he added a few new characters, which I think are fantastic, end quote. So it sounds to us like this partnership was a match made in heaven, and any fans of either series will be excited to get their hands on this one for sure. As for a release date, there's no word so far. We're keeping an ear to the ground. Next up, after shutting down the MLB 13 The Show servers last November, Sony's at it again, and quicker, with the next MLB title in sequence. According to Hardcore Gamer, who cites Sony, MLB 14 The Show online servers will no longer be accessible across all PlayStation consoles and versions as of June 18th, only just north of 14 and a half months after release on Vita and PS3, the PlayStation 4 version coming later on May 6th. Just last year, they pulled the same move on the previous game, just 20 months after MLB 13 The Show release. It too was shut off. from the online servers, with the title launching in March of 2013 and including online play until November 2014. Is this becoming a trend for sports games? Just shut the online off shortly after the new one releases to make the audience buy the new one, which is likely to be nothing more than a roster update. If so, I think it's time for a revolt, pitchforks, and torches, anyone. You know the drill.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled Vita Cast programming for the second part of the Kick and Fennec North American Code Voucher, and the code part 2 is CAN5.
Visual novel, Ayakashi Gohan is being ported to the PlayStation Vita by Honeybee in Japan. It was originally released on PC in 2014. Honeybee's official website summarizes what we can expect from this otome game. In a certain village, Ayakashi, also known as monsters, and humans coexist. In a corner of that village is a shop, Ponpokorin, which is run by humans and Ayakashi, which both of them visit for a delicious meal. The shop owner is a yoku, mythic fox spirit, and takes human form, and its 7-year-old son helps to cook those tasty meals. Everyone can be happy if they have a delicious meal, was the yoko's creed. One day, as the hot summer ends and the harvest of autumn approaches, a lone girl enters Yuko's store. From that moment, the story begins. A heartwarming story of Ayakashi, humans, and delicious meals. Although it will be released later this year, there is no set release date. But have no worries, as the Vita Lounge will be here to cover everything regarding Ayakashi Gohan. Hunex have announced that visual novel/adventure game Tokyo on Mayuji will be making its way to Vita later this year in Japan. Originally released on PC in 2014, Tokyo on Mayuji will be coming to PlayStation Vita in Japan in Q4 2015, with additional scenarios and the traditional touchscreen control operation makeover. Hunex is also reportedly planning to add additional features to the game, such as a clock, alarm clock, voice notes, and minigames. But what's the game about? We look to VNDB for the answer. AD 2013, Shinjuku, Japan. Japan has been recognized for its Onmayuji business. World War II ended without Tokyo ever expecting the Great Air Raid. The days are a mixture of the old and new. Within everyday life that should have been filled with peace, there were repeated cases of magical beings causing harm to the other people. The selected countermeasures to this was a branch of fear from which the ban has only just lifted. That was the Onmayuji. A world that is beginning to be swallowed by chaos. Hollow souls wander and drift about in Tokyo. It is confirmed that the majority of magical beings negatively influenced were once humans. Why are humans being turned into magical beings? The true form squirming behind the darkness is a strange phenomenon that occurs in the land where many thoughts cross paths. The solution is connected to the path to truth. Maybe. Tokyo on Mayuja is set to release sometime during Q4 in Japan.
Alright, we're in the home stretch, guys. Senran Kagura Estival Versus is due to release imminently in Japan, and ahead of its launch, we've been given more details on how the PS Vita version will stack up against the PS4 version. As expected, the performance will not be as great, I guess, but it seems that for the most part, the experience will be very similar. The resolutions will obviously be different, with the PS4 running at 1080p, and the Vita will display at 540p or QHD. The frame rate will also be different, with the PS4 pushing out 60 frames per second and the Vita holding back at 30. The PS4 will also hold an advantage when it comes to the number of players available in a multiplayer match. The Vita will have 4, while the PS4 can have up to 10. There will also be a difference in how many enemies will be displayed on the screen at a time. The PS Vita will have a fixed enemy count displayed, even if there are more waiting to fight. They will remain invisible until there's room for them on screen, while the PS4 will display all enemies at the same time. Most of the remaining differences come from the controls. The Vita will rely on its touchscreen to directly interact with the characters, while the PS4 has many of those functions mapped to the R3 and L3 buttons. The content for both versions will remain nearly identical, while both will have the same number of costumes and the ability to tear away skirts. Where the Vita does manage to edge out the PS4 is in its ability to control the camera during sexual harassment situations. The Vita has it, the PS4 doesn't. So if you want to touch those bitches, you know what version to get. The fine folks at Jamatsu did a great translation of the full table of differences, which you can view on the site if you're interested. But as for Estival versus release, it should be out in Japan by the time this hits your ears. And if recent and past indications are anything to go off, it'll hit the West sometimes within reach as well.
Question, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Does this make you want the PS4 version more?
No, I want both.
I see.
Gotta have it portable and on the PS4. Anywho, moving to the last bit of news, and speaking of Senran Kagura, their publisher Marvelous has announced their newest mixed media 3D action release, Valkyrie Drive Bikuni, which will be hitting Japan late this year. According to Jamatsu, the game takes place in a universe where young people are suddenly infected with a strange virus that temporarily turns them into a weapon if they acquire neurological enhancements. Valkyrie Drive's story revolves around a group of girls who identify themselves as Rebreakers and are the only ones who can handle these types of weapons. The gameplay is described as 3D action beat 'em up, much like Marvelous's famous game series Senran Kagura, with added emphasis on teamwork. Also, like the Senran Kagura franchise, strong attacks can rip the clothes off enemies and your teammates alike. Along with the announcement, 2 characters have been revealed from the Vita title, sisters Ranka and Rinka Kagura Zaka, who will be available in promotional art on the site if you take a look. Valkyrie Drive Bikini is due out later this year in Japan, with no word on localization for the West. And that's the news.
Aw, yeah.
Aw, yeah.
There's an echo. Well, alright, let's head on to those talking points. Kyle, what do we got?
Alright, as for talking points, Tyler, we have announced release games we're looking forward to from the week, as usual. So what looks good?
Of course, what's that one called? Oh, Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I'm excited for that. Still want to learn a little bit more, and still a little, what's the word? Hesitant, I guess, on it, but I'm still gonna get it day one. Also, where did it go? Oh, you were just talking about it. Senran Kagura Estival Versus, although I still need to play Shinobi Versus more. So I'm just like doing the worst thing possible. These newer games come out and I'm just buying them all and not playing them. I'm like the perfect customer. I just buy games. I don't even care. But yes, I'm interested in those games. Also, the usual ones that we talk about, I won't really go into it, but all those Bandai Namco games, bring them all. So, what about you, Liam?
For the games that were announced in the news this week, nothing really grabbed me. So I'm just going to go with games that are coming soon. So Shovel Knight, Severed. Yeah, at the moment that's about it.
All right. Well, as for me, I'm always looking forward to tons of games. So pretty much everything Tyler said, all those sound pretty good to me. Also, kind of mentioned X-Blaze Lost Memories, the sequel to Code Embryo. I'm looking forward to that. The one we just talked about, Valkyrie Drive Bikuni, that one sounds interesting. I'm down with anything that's kind of like Senran. And this one's kind of shrouded in mystery so far, so I'm down to see what they bring to us. Estival Versus, I'm betting that they're bringing it over here. I'm just saying it out loud now, so There you go. So yeah, I'm expecting that sometime soon, and that'll be a big one on my list. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it from what we talked about. Maybe that Miracle Girls Festival game, but I don't know. I need to play the other Project Diva game first.
Yeah. Well, all right. That's all we got for talking points, right?
It is.
So let's jump into that listener mail. We've got a few here. So I'll take the first question. Flunky asks, what's your most anticipated Vita game on the horizon? So this kind of goes with the announced games, I guess. So, Kyle?
Well, that's at Flunky, Tyler. The second name is like an at. The at doesn't show because, yeah. Anywho, my most anticipated Vita game on the horizon. I don't know. I can't choose. It's too hard. All of them. I can't wait to play Sword Art Online Lost Song and Estival Versus. Those are two of the games that they're in the forefront of my mind all the time that I'm playing Vita. So those ones for sure. That's what I'm saying. I'm sticking with it. What about you, Liam?
Shovel Knight. I keep talking about Shovel Knight because it just looks so good. But yeah, that is like the main game that I'm really, really excited for.
Very nice. For me, it's probably... I've got a few. Resident Evil Revelations 2. I'm hoping that they do a good job on the Vita version because that game looks badass, and I'm ready for a horror game. Shovel Knight as well. Severed. Why did I have games in my head and then they escape me? Lego Jurassic Park or Jurassic World or whatever they're calling it. I'm crossing my fingers that it's an actual Lego game because, man, those Lego games are so much fun, but what they've been doing to the Vita versions, they've been disgraceful. So yeah, that, and like what Kyle said, Sword Art Online Lost Song, and I'm hoping, I mean we say it every time, if Bandai Namco decides to just release all their games over here, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be broke. So yeah, quite a few. So thank you, Flunky, for the question. Let's head on to the next one. Kyle, you want to take it?
Alrighty, this next one is a kind of two questions. We'll do it as two questions. From Non-Skippo, who is a regular, commenter, questioner of the Vita Cast, and, just a good guy. So his first question is, what apps do you think are plausible for future release on Vita, and which do you think we'll never see come out at all? I'm going to throw to Liam first, because I don't like Tyler.
I'm still praying for the day that us Europeans get Netflix on Vita, because we were promised that at launch, and it never materialized. But I'm hoping that PlayStation Music also comes as well, but I just get the feeling that that's a lost cause. I think that's going to be mainly for PlayStation 3 and 4, and Vita's just going to get shunned.
Yeah, what you gonna do?
Complain, message all the people,
yep.
And kick off.
That's pretty much all you can do for now. For me, what apps do you think are plausible? Well, they've done I mean, it's plausible, but I don't think it's going to happen because I think Verizon has a deal, and maybe, I don't know. Anyways, the NFL. I would love an NFL app on the Vita so then I could watch NFL games. And I think it's very plausible because I'm pretty sure they have MLB and basketball. So why not the NFL? But the NFL is all about that money, and Verizon's giving them money, so... and then, which do you think will never come out at all? I would probably go right back with the NFL one. I don't think it would ever happen. I'd be very surprised if it did. Yeah, that's all I can really think about. What about you, Kyle?
Well, I hope, and I think it's plausible that North America will finally get that network media player app that I really want, that Europe has and we don't, and I'm kind of mad. So that, because it would retire my PS3 from a lot of duty that I use for streaming local media. But as for something I think we'll never get, man, I don't know. Netflix on PlayStation TV.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. Insert smart ass comment here. So yeah, I hope we've answered that question. Let's move on to the second question, whatever. What would you like to see come from the Valkyrie Drive project that's headed to Vita at the helm of Kenichiro Takaki, who's the producer of Senran Kagura?
I have no idea what that is, so...
That's that one that we talked about very last on the news. That one that's like Senran Kagura, and they haven't released any pretty much information about it, and it's supposed to have a costume break system and fighting, and yeah.
What would I like to see from...
Tyler wants more boobs.
I don't know. I think what Senran Kagura is doing is fun and interesting, and I don't really know what this one could really do to be I'm not a game designer, so I'm sure there's something they're gonna do. At least I would hope. If it's the same game, then I mean, what's really driving people get it? Because it's anyways, driving people to grab it if it's the same thing and they already know what Senran Kagura is, so they have to do something different. I just have no idea what it would be. I think Kyle would probably be the better person to answer this because he's really into the Senran Kagura stuff. So I'm going to throw it to Liam.
Yeah, considering I've never played Senran Kagura, I guess the only thing I can ask from this project is that it's a good, solid, interesting PlayStation Vita game.
All right.
But yeah, something that would hopefully grab my attention, basically.
Senran Kagura doesn't grab your attention?
Get out of here.
It's not that it doesn't grab my...
The whole game is about grabbing your attention, pretty much.
It's not that it doesn't grab my attention, it's just that I know a little about it.
Damn it, Liam, go buy Senran Kagura.
It's on the to-buy list.
Alright, as long as it's on the to-buy list. Anywho, what would I like to see from Valkyrie Drive? Well, considering what we got from Senran Kagura on Vita, I really like the game. I think it's awesome, as you could see from reading my review, or how many times I've talked about it, and how I want the sequel. It's awesome, and it totally fits what I had already seen, because I had already seen the anime and kind of read a bit of the manga, and, just kind of fucked around in the Senran Kagura universe. It fit what they had, but the one thing it doesn't have is one giant cohesive story. So I'd like to see Valkyrie Drive tackle a cohesive story, from beginning to end, cohesive journey type of story. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yep, Kyle was definitely the one that asked this question. Alright, well thanks Nonskipo for that question. Let's jump to the next question here. Did you want to read it, Liam?
Yeah, sure. Our next question comes from Kevins_Courier on Twitter, and his question is, with Gravity Rush HD leaked for PlayStation 4, what's your thoughts on Gravity Rush 2 and the future of current and unreleased Vita exclusives?
Well, I was a little frustrated when they announced Tearaway coming to the PS4, because it's just like, well, give more people reasons to not buy a Vita, and it's kind of the same thing for me right now. Gravity Rush 2 didn't sell me on the Vita, but it definitely made me very happy with my purchase. And I don't know, they just don't understand, it seems, because it's like, let's take away what people may want to buy a Vita for and put it on something they already have, so then they have absolutely no reason to pick up this thing that's, quotations, struggling. And yeah, so I don't know, for me it's frustrating, but I mean, what are you gonna do? It's a game, go out and enjoy it. It's coming out, maybe. What about you, Kyle?
Well, I'm not too pleased. As you said, like, the thing for me is with these games, I don't mind if games move to other systems. I'm totally cool with that. what I mind is that Tearaway and Gravity Rush are games that are built on Vita. Like, I mean, they didn't necessarily start on Vita. I know Gravity Rush started on PS3, and that's what it was originally being developed for. But if you look at the core mechanics of the game, they're built around the Vita with the touch and all the stuff. And to port that to a system that doesn't have all those resources just sounds ridiculous to me. And to do it from a system that doesn't have many exclusives to begin with is like 10 times more ridiculous. So like I don't really know what to say here other than what the fuck. Because it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I know people are all about the money and it's milk these IPs for everything they have, but it just doesn't seem like a smart move. Like, I mean, are you trying to screw yourself over? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with what Tyler was saying. It's like they're taking away a reason for people to jump onto the Vita. It seems like we're losing more and more exclusives, and it's just giving people less reason to buy the console. And that's basically Sony shooting themselves in the foot, like they're just sending it out to fail.
Yep.
And with the lack of information on Gravity Rush 2 and the fact that it was shown at TGS and then it just disappeared, I always kind of imagined that was just being retooled for PlayStation 4, so it's a shame really, because I did enjoy Gravity Rush, and for this to be happening is just very, very upsetting.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Killzone Mercenary HD to go to PS4, and I'm just going to lose it.
Yeah, I honestly genuinely think that'll be next. Either that or they'll do an Uncharted collection for the PlayStation 4, and the version of Golden Abyss will be there with it.
They should just put a bundle together with because they already did. So they're doing Tearaway. They already did Assassin's Creed Liberation. Well, I mean, that was probably Ubisoft. That wasn't really Sony's choice. But anyways, they just need to do a Killzone Mercenary, Gravity Rush, Assassin's Creed, and Uncharted, and just put it in How to Kill the Vita bundle. That's perfect. Anyways, yeah, we're all a little bit sour people over here when it comes to seeing these things. Like, I mean, it's awesome that other people are gonna get this experience and try this game that we love so much, but it's also it just doesn't feel right. Buy a Vita, people. Buy a Vita. Anyways, thanks, Kevin's Courier, for that question. So let's move on to the next one. This one's from Jonathan Carnero, at JHOCARNEIRO. And he asks, do you think the Vita would benefit with remasters such as PS4, Xbox One? In this case, which games should be re-released on Vita?
I think if anything for this, rather than giving us PS3 and Xbox 360 remasters, which have already proved to have not worked in some cases, like with Borderlands being not so great in some cases on the Vita, I think maybe they should dive into the PSP library. I know that there's a couple of games I find that I'd love to see get remastered for the Vita that came out on PSP, such as Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core and Daxter. But I don't think it would really help as much. It wouldn't benefit the Vita at all by doing that, but again, it would give us some games.
Yeah. I think that's actually a really good idea. I mean, they could literally just do 3 games, all the Grand Theft Auto games, and it would go crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know there was always rumours of Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories coming over to the Vita, and I genuinely thought at the time that would be a good idea, and I still support that idea and would love to see it happen.
Yeah. I would be very happy. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I really don't think that a lot of remasters are a benefit. I mean, remasters do great to introduce people to things that they might not otherwise have, experienced, but I think, I don't know. I just think it's not the time for that. I think the time for that has come and passed, and or can be again, but it's not the time for that right now. As for Liam's idea of remastering PSP games, though, I think that's a interesting idea. There's definitely some PSP games that I would like to play again on Vita, especially ones that I can't play right now, like SSX on Tour, that I think would be really cool on Vita, and I would buy them. So that's definitely something to think about, PSP game rights owners, if you're listening. As for which games should be re-released on Vita, like, I mean, SSX on Tour, there you go. I also like Liam's idea of Daxter. I enjoyed that one on PSP. And any hockey game. I'm down for some remaster of Gretzky NHL. That'd be pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I pretty much already answered which games I would want. Those Grand Theft Auto games. Hoo-wee! Be very happy if those came out. And then would it benefit... they both kind of answered it how I would, so take it as it is. So thanks, Jonathan, for the question. Let's head on to the next one. Kyle?
All right, next up. I think that Jurge, I have no idea. I'm sorry if I'm screwing up your shit. Jurge Cruz at Superhero with a SuperHeroJar26 on Twitter asks, what have been some of the most painful trophy glitches you have experienced?
Well, luckily, knock on wood, oh god, there's no wood around me! I have never gotten a trophy glitch that I'm aware of.
Yeah, same. I even have a cool story about using a cheat code to get a trophy. Literally, you punch in the cheat code and you get the trophy. So, I don't really have any painful trophy glitches. I have unpainful stuff that trophy glitches. Kind of. I don't know. Liam, what about you?
Yeah, I'm the same. I haven't had any glitches at all. So,
So sorry that we don't have an interesting story to tell you.
Yeah, basically.
We're all just really lucky. But now watch. The very next episode, we're all going to be pissed off. We're just going to be like, we all got glitches. Alright, well thanks, George, for the question. And I'm sorry, like I said, that we couldn't answer it with some interesting anger. So let's head on to the last, or not the last question, the next question. Do you want to take it away, Liam?
Yep, it comes from Game Liger at Liger of Games on Twitter, and his question is plain and simple. Why doesn't everyone own a Vita?
Because Sony's releasing Gravity Rush HD.
Yeah. Because Sony aren't doing enough to promote it for the great little handheld that it is.
Because marketing.
Yes.
Yep. I remember the good old days. I think we've talked about it before with some of those Vita commercials, how great they were. Even the ones that weren't good games, like the Call of Duty commercial. Just people running around on top of a building, diving, shooting, holding a Vita. I was like, this is so stupid, but at least people know that there's a Call of Duty on the Vita. Like, that's all it needs. And it's so ridiculous. But anyways, that's why people aren't buying the Vita. People don't even know about it. And if they do, they don't know the games that are on it because they don't advertise them.
I mean, even though they did advertise that Minecraft was available on Vita, I still don't think the advertising itself did enough to make it the success that it really could have been. Because I don't think while it has been popular on Vita, I still don't think it's gave it the boost that a lot of people expected.
I heard that it did pretty well in Japan, like outdoing. Didn't it outdo PS3?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we posted that up on the Vita Lounge.
Yeah,
actually.
I think we included that in the news section of the podcast last week. But I don't think that sales of the Vita in Japan are much of a problem anymore, because if it's not at the top of the sales at the moment in Japan, it's second. So it is starting to do really well after it got a price cut and Sony finally realised what kind of games the Japanese audience wanted.
Yeah. Now, just if SCEA and SCEE would realise what we want.
Exactly, yeah.
Or just advertise what we have. Like, geez.
Yeah. Yep. I've like really thought about making like a really nice commercial or whatever on my channel and trying to like promote it and whatnot, and like actually paying advertisement to get it put to other people's like channels and stuff. But I'm lazy. I guess I'm Sony too over here. Too lazy. Anyways, thanks Game Liker for sending that question in. Hopefully we answered your question truthfully and well. Let's head on to the next question here. This is from Noel Lovering at NOELLYTHEGOALIE, and they ask, with Nintendo's mobile announcement, do you think we'll see Mario on the Vita? P.S. You never read my questions on the program. And I want a hockey game on the Vita. Think we'll ever get it? Kyle?
Ha 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 ha. No, no. Next question.
Liam?
Mario's absolutely no, especially if with Nintendo going to mobile games and PlayStation closing down PlayStation Mobile. That's just never going to happen, even if it was kind of considered at all. As for hockey, it might. I don't know. It just depends. Really depends if the publisher's feeling generous.
That's
I think. Yeah, I think we just need a big outcry, and people need to start tweeting and emailing and everything like that. Just let people know you want it, and it will happen.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully.
Hey, who knows?
You heard Liam start bitching.
Yep. You never know. Maybe this E3, it's just going to be all about the Vita.
Yeah.
You can't say that with a straight face, can you? Or listen to that with a straight face, yeah. Yeah, Mario, no. And hockey, definitely a much higher chance than seeing Mario on the Vita. Unless you're watching a YouTube video of someone playing Mario. Then you'll see Mario on the Vita. It's about the only way you will. Well, alright. That would be all our questions, I believe. Right, Kyle?
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, back with popular demand. We're going to do Guess That Game. And this is where we go to the ESRB. And basically, I'm going to read off a couple games here. And Kyle and Liam are going to try to guess what game it is. First one to guess gets a point. And at the end, we'll rally it up and see who's winning. So right now, Kyle's winning. We only done one game. So he's up 1. Liam's at 0. So Liam, it's time to catch up.
Yes.
All right.
Go time.
So, the rules of the game. Basically, I'm just going to read off the description, and you guys shout out what the name of the game is. First person to shout the game out wins. Well, yeah, we'll just get right into it. So, first game. Here we go. Get your mouths ready. This is an action-adventure game based on the animated TV series. I'm not going to say the name because that would give it away. Players assume the roles of ninjas trying to reclaim their powers memories from a villain.
From Ninjago.
Yep. Bam. All right, he's up 1. Kyle, don't let him win.
All right,
I got to scroll down to the next one because I lost it. But it shouldn't take too long. And it is right. No, that's not it. Bam. All right. Next game. This is an action puzzle game in which players assume the role of a young girl who must find her way out of a mysterious dungeon. Players use 2 fireflies to guide her around.
Firefly Diaries.
All right, Kyle got it.
Oh yeah.
All right, I gotta find another one because I only had 2. All right, so for the win, let's get a good one here. Oh, I doubt you guys are gonna get. Oh, no, I don't want to read that one. This is an old game, by the way, so keep that in mind. This is a side-scrolling platformer game in which players help a small doll save his world from an evil puppeteer. Players run and jump through whimsical environments, avoid obstacles. Boom.
Boom! Oh. Winner again! Undefeated champion.
Oh, man. Well done, Kyle. I'm sorry, Liam. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll do some research for next time.
All right, just no cheating. Don't be reading ESRB stuff for a while. All right. Well, that was fun. So, yep, Kyle's up 2. Liam, you're at 0, but don't worry. There's always time. So we're actually
next time, Kyle.
As punishment,
the grudge
you
match.
must do the check this out this week.
Oh, okay. Well, this one was quite simple because I already kind of thought about it. So I'm going to say Killzone Mercenary this week because I've been playing it again and I'm enjoying it again. So, and it's pretty cheap at most places now with Amazon UK having it for £14 brand new. So, yeah, pick that up. Nice. Keep the online going so I can keep kicking people's ass. But yeah, that's my check this out for this week.
And I agree with that. It's an amazing game. Go get it.
I guess I agree too.
Get it before it comes out on PS4.
Not funny, Tyler.
Yeah. Well, alright.
Plausible.
Yeah, it is. Let's jump to the threads we should look out for this week. So what do we got, Kyle?
Alright, well, as usual, and actually more than usual, there's a bunch of new threads for games either just announced and or released, so check those out in the Vita Games section if you're looking to shore up gaming budget plans for the future, or just kind of want to read some shit. We also have a new thread, well, not super new, but new this month anyway. That's called PSVITA Country Region Exclusives, and it was started by Jay Montero, and basically he goes to the trouble to create this list through the help of all these people who are replying in the post of games that are exclusive to certain countries or regions. So sometimes a game comes out in Europe and doesn't come out in North America physical copy, or it comes out in one area in physical copy and nowhere else. Stuff like that. That's what he's keeping track of, so he's, helping you out if you're looking to shore up your physical collection. So take a look if you're interested in that, and or if you can help add to the list. Alright guys, last interruption for that Kickin' Fennec North American code voucher. The last part of the code is TB9. Hope somebody grabbed that code and let us know if you have grabbed that code on Twitter or somewhere else that you can get a hold of us. I'm sure there's somewhere like the podcast at thevitalounge.net email address that you can get a hold of us. Thanks, and back to the Vita Cast.
Well, alright. Sounds good. So that's all we got this week, so let's get on out of here. We're going to plug one thing or a couple things real quick before we jump out, though. But if you're someone that checks the site on a mobile phone, you should now be able to see all the images. So don't be afraid to go check out the site now on your phone. We're having that issue, but now it should be fixed. So jump in there. Also, you should be checking out Brad's interview with Roll7 on the site. It's in the features and interview section, and it is pretty damn awesome as I'm reading this thing here. So yes, go check that out. I read the whole thing and it is very fascinating. So yeah, now let's get to the usual stuff. So you can find everything that we talked about on thevitalounge.net. We're all on Twitter at the Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PS Vita Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. Liam is at Liam Hangover. We're on Facebook. Just search the Vita Lounge. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/loungeplay. We post up lounge plays, the podcast, games that are coming out for the month, and a whole bunch of other stuff like live streams. So go subscribe to us there. We're pretty close to 1,000, so help us out getting to 1,000. Also the magazine, patreon.com/the Vita Lounge. Go support us there. We're releasing a physical, limited edition physical magazine and an electronic magazine, basically showcasing each quarter for the Vita. So go check that out and support us there. Also, we mentioned the forum, thevitalounge.net/forum. Sign up, introduce yourself, join the conversation, and check out the forum threads that we just talked about. We're on iTunes. Just look up the Vita Cast, subscribe to us, rate us, let us know how we're doing. And that would be the Vita Cast once more.
I'm bringing it back, Tyler.
Oh, boy.
Girl.
Oh man, Sinranka girl. Liam?
Yes.
No. Say it.
Senran Kakura.
Yeah. All right. Bye.